up, y'all? Thanks for joining me. I decided I'll make a video tonight, kind of late. I don't know. I want to make it later at night, now make people watch it. So I'm not gonna put that much time into it or anything. I worked all day and yada yada yada, but I don't have to work tomorrow, thankfully. Hopefully, I don't have to work doing a normal labor type job much longer. But yeah, I probably will. I don't know, for quite a few months now. But yeah, in order to accomplish everything I have to accomplish, I have to get on the road again or whatever it is. But I try to do that as much as possible or whatever. But right now I'm having a couple problems. But right now I got to work anyway. So anyway, I'm not having no problems. I can't. I guess I'm making that up. So the whole point of this video today is talking about what our fifth dimension consciousness that we're all working for is. Sort of thing that we're going to talk about. So I've already reached this sort of thing. I actually reached it at a very earlier time than, or actually 4D, or if that's a real thing or whatever, but almost to 5D at an early age, because we'll say this, the early school programming I learned in the basic English or basic math and all that stuff, and then after, ninth, 10th grade and crap like that, I lost interest and stuff like that. I started becoming interested in other things and wondering about, the reason that we're here and all this stuff. I took acid or mushrooms, and I cared about spiritual things, God. I looked up at the stars. I want to know why we're here. But yeah, I've always thought about that, but I always had the little voice in my head with that you would call God, telling me certain things about all of our great purpose that we have to have with this fifth dimension of consciousness as a collective that we're all trying to bring together, which is called the One Party of Freedom. It's not exactly a political party, but as a political party, I would be the libertarian thing. But anyway, so our collective consciousness of the One Party of Freedom is a fifth dimension of consciousness. So it's the same thing as love in every type of form and all that good stuff, and not killing. So it's the opposite of death, the opposite of what you call the devil. Thank you very much. Yeah, values, yep. Values and principles, yes, yep. Anyway, so while we're trying to reach this all together, this fifth dimension of consciousness, which I reached at a very earlier time than most, I didn't know it. Okay, so the whole point of me telling you this is, as a collective, we can find our greater power, which, we call God, which is all the same for all of us, that made all of our, souls or whatever, so we got to figure out that we have a purpose, and we're more than a third dimensional construct. That our three-dimensional existence is simply I don't know what you might call a test, or a phase, or a cycle, or a reincarnation, or because cycles of time are more different, than we might think. So time is something that's been put on us by ourselves, so it doesn't really exist or whatever. Yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. Yeah, I don't know what request you're sending me. I don't know if you meant to do that or not, but I'll have to talk to you first. I don't know, besides this. But anyway, so I want to talk about legalizing marijuana, which okay, so that's a big thing that I want to do, because the main point isn't about doing drugs or getting high or anything like that. It's kind of like all the medicines and stuff it could be used for, and then all the ways, and the plant and the stuff that it can use. It's not even really the weed part that gets you high that I'm worried about growing. It's actually the hemp and the industrial things that we could use it for, so anyway, like the vehicles and stuff I'm always talking about, and stuff like that, and fueling, breaking our dependence on other countries and stuff like that, and so I have a great vision for this, that these things are going to be growing everywhere, and so it puts tons of oxygen into the environment, and that's definitely going to expand and make our brains, or whatever, our humans, whatever, us stronger, and make everything on Earth better, with more oxygen, bigger, stronger, better, because right now we're depleted from all this, from the oil and stuff, and natural gas and all the stuff we're burning into the atmosphere, which is like killing us and adding to cancer and everything. You put like the cell phone towers and radiation and the 5G and the freaking nukes and craps. Yep, word up, yep. And all this stuff's bad for the environment, when we could grow all this energy right from the sun. It comes straight from the sun. It's all a natural thing. We can use the sun for everything, for all of our energy purposes, but they're hiding that from us, and they're keeping us down in slavery type of thing, because they want to control us and keep us working and keep us away from our fifth dimension consciousness, which I've been very lucky to reach, even though I still have to go to work every day or whatever it is, call it a gift or whatever, but we all got to have a chance to find this. Okay, so so that's the whole point of the slavery, and then so hopefully we can get away from that, with this other way of life and this new thing, and then people all be able to reach this as a collective much easier, and then we can teach the children about all the different good things that exist, and teach them good things and show them good things that are really actually good and not bullshit, and do shit that's in the public interest, because that's what a republic is doing things that is good for everyone, and helping everyone, and doing things consistent of love. So if you have someone running for the president that's in the fifth dimension of consciousness, everything they do is concerned with love and is in the public interest. So it's outside of the confines of what you would call democracy, or mob rule, as they would call it. So we all have to be aware of this. So it should be a very smooth process, or whatever, and we have this thing called self-governance that I was working in, for that we're working for. So you gotta look at my other videos and figure out what self-governance is. If you're libertarian, you already know what this is. Anyway, so you gotta figure out all these things. But yeah, constitutional republic, libertarian. All right, Tea Party, Constitutional Republican Party, whatever. Anyway, it's pretty simple. Definitely not a Republican, but I believe in the Republic. Definitely not a Democrat. Definitely not Democrat. Definitely not liberal. I might have liberal ideas, and I have progressive ideas, but I'm not any of them things specifically. Yeah. So pretty much. We'll get into what we call, and I have gotten to this many times, is what they're calling the New World Order, that they knew was coming, and everybody knows coming. That's why everybody talks about it, because we have to have one, because someone else is going to end up leading it if we don't. So that's a pretty simple thing. So we have cooperation and people that are on our side, which is called the United Nations. We're the leader of that. So a nation is the same thing as a state. So United Nations is just another name for the United States. If you get that, it's pretty simple. So we're here to lead this thing, this international order. That's why the United States was created, for this purpose, and this great coming age, that's coming very quickly here. That we have to lead as a collective, all of us in this fifth dimension here, and this whole thing working towards the public interest. It's pretty simple. If we can all get to that, and we all take care of ourselves, and rely on each other, and have fellowship and freedom and love and unity and just a great time, and keeping our eye on the prize and loving each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? And basically, we can sit and wait on what they would call the rapture, or someone else to come save you, or we could all work together, you know what I'm saying, and do something and take care of ourselves and be responsible for ourselves and our environment and be smarter about things and not be slaves to ourselves and you know what I'm saying, outside forces and all this stuff, and be full of fear, because that's when you're in a lower consciousness. You're stuck on fear and greed and everything, which you know what I'm saying, in a cycle, in and out, poverty, da da da, this and that, addiction, gambling, sex, da 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 da, whatever, you know what I'm saying, all the bad things that exist, that we need to turn away from. But it's a lot harder with the way the whole slavery system of debt and everything that exists. So we kind of like gotta have a, you know, a bad thing they would said would be a great reset, but really is that a bad thing, because people are so down bad in debt, you know what I'm saying, from all of them people, the bad people, you know what I'm saying, that are keeping everybody down. It's like, so they're the, you know what I'm saying, so they try to hijack everything that is actually good, and they try to put evil on it and stuff, you know what I'm saying, what's called black magic. So all these things, the real Illuminati or whatever it is actually a good thing, because it doesn't exist until now, because you know what I'm saying, it's right here and now, you know what I'm saying, in this room. So before that, it didn't really exist. It's a myth. So what it is, it's illumination, enlightenment, the light. So that's what the fifth dimension is. That's what the good Illuminati and the good New World Order is. That's why this whole thing all was created in our Constitution, so we could have and use it to lead humanity to a greater purpose, instead of sitting at a stalemate like we're at now, you know what I'm saying? Because this isn't a good thing, what we're at now with this Joe Biden or whatever it is, and he's full of crap. You know, he tries or whatever it is, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, and then the other one before him, and he goes and cussing all the time on TV and stuff like that in front of all these people, and he's talking about acting like, well, maybe global warming isn't real or climate change isn't real, da da da. But we definitely know that it hurts people. It has to hurt people. The oil refineries and the fumes and all, you know what I'm saying, and we shouldn't even have to be stuck on it no more, be enslaved by this system of debt or whatever it is that's stuck with this dollar or whatever on the oil. So we need to grow our own energy and all that, basically, and take care of ourselves. Okay, so that's what our party is all about. This party is, well, it's going to be the end of the other parties, of course, obviously, because they're not going to be able to exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, you know what I'm saying, factions or political factions won't need to exist. We're all going to have a common purpose. We're not going to have the people like we have now. So they have to be dealt with, or whatever has to be done. Figure out exactly what's going on with all of them. Maybe they'll just resign or whatever it is. That'd be the easy way out. But we need to put the people in power to take care of themselves. So that's what this whole thing, this system and everything's about, that we're working on. The program, I guess you'd call it. Working the program. That's what they call the AA. So the AA is a big part of this. So that's why we're not really worried about legalizing drugs or weed or anything like that, because being on drugs or whatever that's, so, but that's part of our, okay, no, no, that's not what I'm saying. Part of our program was the AA thing. So not being consumed by any one certain substance or act, you know, saying food, sex, television, this, that, sleeping, worldly passions, desires, 3D consciousness behaviors, those of us in this program and that are doing it are outside of that. Them sets of behavior are barely close to being outside of it, right? And then we work inside the boundaries of natural law, which is pretty simple. So anybody that works outside those boundaries has to be dealt with, and that's the only thing that jails or anything will exist, or a type of police or military will exist for, is these type of people that are outside of our own purpose. Do you know what I'm saying? So we all gotta have, all of humanity has to have one common thing that we're working towards. So anybody outside of that doesn't need to be part of humanity, basically. But we all have freedom to do, human things or whatever it is. But saying, if no one's if we're not all helping each other, what's the point of existing as humans, as a species, if we're not all doing one thing? It's like a saying, we all have to be independent. We all have to have leaders and all this stuff like that. But we got to have a common goals and work towards things and not have to be all separated. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we call we are one, e pluribus unum, out of many one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this great thing is about. So we can all work towards a common goal as a species. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're trying to do. It's not anything about losing our national sovereignty or whatever. It is like that, but if we're not working together, then we're working apart. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about any one religion or anything like that, because a little bit of this comes from every other little bit of religion that there is. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in, the Christian God that is the same as the Muslim God or any other God that exists, right? The good one, the source. In Gnosticism, they call it monad, right? Okay, source, monad, the light, the source of the light. You know what I'm saying? That's God, okay? Whatever created this existence or earth, I don't quite know, because it's kind of outside of that sphere of influence, because we're here for whatever test or purpose that we're here for. I don't exactly understand everything 100% or why it happens, but I'm working on it and trying to, you know what I'm saying, do something about it. That's why I do this stuff all the time, right? So, yeah. So, our great first president, George Washington, talked about the political factions and how that they would bring us to a stalemate. So I encourage you to go read about his last address or whatever, and what he said, because he's a great hero and a great leader and the father of the country and the nation and the best, my greatest hero. But I have many of these great heroes. That's a big thing. So to have heroes and a purpose and goals and be full of love and you know what I'm saying, and always just keep joining us on our mission, and hopefully you'll share my videos, and if not, I'm gonna keep making them anyway. So oh yeah, so I want to talk about this Will Smith thing. Okay, so you got Will Smith, who's way below fifth dimension consciousness. Okay, so they're on there, and then all these kids and stuff see this, and they're teaching children to act like this, and even if it was real or not, okay, so it's all in there to show everybody and teach everybody to be on a lower level, to be under mind control. That's what it's all about. So shame on you, Will Fresh Prince. Shame on you. Shame on all you people. For real, acting like this in public. You're not showing moral character. You're all in on this big scam. So I don't like Will Smith or any of them. They're all in a big scam. They're bad people on this low level of consciousness. We don't want to be like that. That's why I don't watch television or any of that shit, or even any movies anymore. Anyway, so I go back watch other movies that are important, like The Matrix. You know what I'm saying? I ain't watched the new one because I already know the story. So anyway, so basically, I'll talk about a good way how you manifest your future and how that we can all use these things. Okay, so basically the synchronicities that you start to learn about using your gematria or your numerology. Then you start having these synchronicities or seeing these numbers. So you use these things, all of us, to be able to reach to other people in our manifesting through our collective, and making our world better and building it. Okay, so basically your birth month or whatever it is, or important month or numbers to you, or the opposite 9 months earlier from when you were born, or that whole month, you know what I'm saying, like mine's March, or so March and December are very important for manifesting, and then the months prior to that, then, you know what I'm saying, before and prior to that, so you prepare all the way up, you know what I'm saying. So it's pretty simple. So so February, March. So basically, let me see. November, well, that's election time anyway. So that's when basically I was starting to hit the road anyway, starting last year. So November, December, January, February, March, April. So almost half the year for me. But then you have to work towards the next cycle the rest of the year. But this has nothing to do with money. Money doesn't come out of this. I mean, I guess you could use it. But anyway, so this is for a spiritual program of manifestation, to make everybody start to work towards the same goals, so we could all have a greater future and all be happy and all have freedom and all live the great American way that we all love, you know what I'm saying, and have, you know what I'm saying, yeah. So just be in touch with the creator is what we're trying to do. So I love you. I hope I can get you to vote for me in 2 years or whatever it is. I'm sure it won't be trouble. If I can reach out to you or whatever it is, I'm sure we can figure out a way past any differences that we have. That we can talk about things that might be wrong. We can find a common purpose and direction. So that's why I'm here. So I love you so much, and God bless you, and God bless America. God bless the world. I love you. Join the one, Party of Freedom.